Tulane ready to storm onto the floor to celebrate a win, but they got to get one more. Burks off speed. Chance for the Panthers. Kapai is blocked at the net, and that is apropos as Skyers gets the block, and Tulane wins it 15-11 on the 9th block of the night by Sabrina Skyers. Benish serving Shock. Shock plays it over. Benish punches it in the air. Good recovery by Allen. Runner goes angle and does it with some force.
Block at the net. It's played over. Somehow Newman got to it. Cassidy. Bame setting Lambert off the block. Price. Blocked by Young.
That was beautiful.
Third block of the night.
Free ball for the Owls. Blocked by Song. Another block by Song. Mack, and that is blocked. Ortiz gets to it. Rachel can't put it away. Joust at the net, and Song and Rachel coming together, and Fatima Song. So Kelly Reeves, Emily Hartung awaiting the winner of this one. Oh, big hit off the block of Cloth.
Set point for the Cubs, and Hardwood blocked at the net by Abby Johnson, and the Cubs have stormed all the way back in unbelievable fashion, and they have forced a 5th set, and that is why they are the 6-time defending state champions. What heart by the Cubs.
Preston gets a second chance, can't put it away. From the 10-foot line, Avery Burks can put it away. Kill number 8 for Burks, and Tulane with its biggest lead of the night. Serving Nuss, and Nuss angle shot, and Cloth and Nuss in their professional debuts are on the way to the finals. 21-15, 21-15. From the Avron B. Fogelman Arena in the Devlin Fieldhouse, it's a battle of ascending programs as the 8-2 Georgia State Panthers take on the 6-4 Tulane Green Wave. Hi everybody, Paul Boron alongside the 5-time Olympian Danielle Scott. We'll hear from Skylar Ensign in just a moment. So much excitement around these two teams right now. Georgia State, a win tonight or against UNO tomorrow, and they will have more wins than they've had in each of the last 4 seasons. Tulane a win tonight, and it's their first 4-match win streak in the Jordana Price era. Hi everyone, Paul Boron welcoming you to Coconut Beach Sand Volleyball Complex in Kenner, Louisiana, as VSN brings you coverage of the AVP Next Gold Tour, the stop here in the New Orleans area. Great weekend of action, and we were all set to show you the women's final. We will have the men's final in just a little while, but the women's final was going to pit Taryn Cloth and Kristen Nuss, the LSU products. We're going to go against Larissa and Lalani, the Brazilians, in the final. Unfortunately, cramping causing Larissa and Lalani to have to forfeit the final. Nuss and Cloth are the champions of the New Orleans Open in their professional debut. What a way to go in front of a huge crowd all weekend. This is the American on ESPN tonight from the Crescent City, New Orleans, Louisiana. It's a battle of two teams that have the same record but are headed in different directions. The red-hot Rice Owls take on the struggling Tulane Green Wave. Hi everybody, Paul Boron alongside the 5-time Olympian Danielle Scott. We'll hear from Skylar Ensign in just a little bit. You know, both these teams played Temple at the beginning of the year. Tulane beat Temple. They haven't won since. Rice lost to Temple, and now they're on fire.
Yeah, they're absolutely on fire. Coach Volpe is really happy where their team is. Their theme is Leave No Doubt, and they've done exactly that. Coming into this match 5-0, they're on fire, and they're looking to continue that.
Leaving no doubt, and the numbers show why, as they are hitting the ball with a high efficiency and doing a great job at the net. This is Atlantic City, New Jersey, and this is the AVP Next Gold Tour Atlantic City Open Women's Final. This afternoon is Delaney Muirder and Brooke Sweat against Taryn Cloth and Kristen Nuss. Hi everyone, Paul Boron along with Cameron Irwin. You can tell it's windy.
Just a bit.
Our hair is everywhere, and generally that's not a good thing for me anyway, but We've talked about it all day, how the wind is going to affect things. Both of these teams have persevered through the wind. Cloth and Nuss have had to come through the contenders bracket to get to this point, but Muir and Sweat have been outstanding throughout this tournament. Let's look at the series history between these two teams, brought to you by Camp Bow Wow. And this is the 37th meeting all time, and they are deadlocked at 18, but SMU has won the last 5. Tulane last winning March 4th of 2021, and SMU leading at 15-11 in the first set here. Just underway in New Orleans on a Friday night. Paul Boron, Danielle Scott with you. And Jordan White tips it over and gets the point, and Tulane cuts it to 12, serving 15.
Yeah, SMU's block was found just inside, and so the line was open to hit as well as a tip, and White showed great vision by tipping it just outside the left arm of the block.
Zoe Racho, the 5'11 freshman from Chula Vista, California, serving, and they get another block. That is their 4th block of this first set, and that was Burke's 2nd. Avery Burks now with 45 blocks on the season, and Tulane within 2, and they are doing it at the net right now. Nice up, but unable to chase it down, but a good effort on the up by Perry. But it'll be a point for the Mustangs, 16-13.
Perry right in the right spot, in the correct spot, but was unable to get under that ball to bring it up and keep it in play.
Clothier to serve, the graduate student from Carrollton, Texas. Started her career at Florida State. Clothier just sticks out the right hand to keep it alive. Burks. Nice up by the Mustangs. They'll play it over, and Tulane will give it another go. And another up. SMU making Tulane work here as Demirtas goes cross court for the kill.
You know, interesting enough, both coaches talked about their teams being disciplined on defense, staying in the right spots, holding on the block, and then making their moves. And so good job by both teams, you know, going after those balls, and then finally Demirtas putting it away.
Tough serve. Great up by Burrows. Unable to put it away as Skyers, and then another great up by Wheeler. Block at the net by Demirtas as she pumps the fist. Tulane is bringing the block game tonight.
Oh man, they are a wall right now. This is a great blocking rotation. Now Amarachi Asuji's in the front, but as well with Burks, with Skyer and Demirtas leading that front row charge of blocking.
And that one's going to carry just long. (17) serving 15. And in is Casey Batenhorst. Batenhorst, a 6'1" sophomore from Katy, Texas. On the season, 38 assists and 20 service aces.
So she is one of SMU's go-to players, and her family and Avery Burke's family has a little bit of history there. Burke's father and Batenhorst, they are former teammates, and they both played basketball and track and field at Nebraska Wesleyan University.
It's all a small world in the volleyball world.
It really is.
Batenhorst serving 18-15. Burks handling that one. Tipped over. Chance for a Mustangs point. They wanted a touch. They're asking for the touch, and we'll see if they decide to challenge here as it was hit wide. I initially thought it might have been tipped, and they are going to challenge it. As head coach Sam Erger in her second season, 41-16 overall, 28-6 so far in her American career, and she is her team 2 matches ahead of their closest competitors as we get down to the end of the year. There's the tight shot, Looks like it gets the pinky.
Yes, it did. Good eye. A lot of times we can't see that from way up here, the point that we are, but it does get Skyer's finger on her right hand, that little pinky finger. And while ever so slightly, this call should be reversed.
There is Coach Erger, who took over for the legendary Lisa Seifert, who was the one that started the program. Erger was an assistant coach there after spending some time at Baylor. She was a player at Bowling Green and has done a great job with this program. We were talking to her pre-match, and I said, you had a good year last year, but did you see this coming? And she said, well, we knew we were going to be good, but once they got Emma Clothier, she said that really kind of put them over the top, and they have been a dominant team so far this year.
Yeah, they really have. You know, she said she was maybe surprised about the RPIs, but
right.
In terms of winning the conference championship, she said that from the beginning they've set their eyes on winning that title.
Meanwhile, Jordana Price, the 10th head coach in Tulane volleyball history, and talking to her staff pre-match, it's all about that upward trend. Speaking of upward, rising up to try and get the block there was Skyers, and I am kind of surprised how long this review is taking. It seems pretty obvious from what we've seen, but officials want to make sure they get it right.
And of course, they have a few different views than we can see on the broadcast, and they are calling it a touch, and so that call will be reversed.
I'm leery of being definitive because the last match I did with you, I think I only got 1 out of 4 right on the challenges.
We often get it wrong. It's a tough job that the refs have, so lots of respect there.
That one seemed pretty definitive, and it gives the Mustangs a 4-point lead, as Batenhorst will continue serving. Serving Burks. Quick set. Skyers can't put it away. Chance for a Mustangs point. Hitting it off the block and kept alive by Burrows, but they can't get it over the net. A tremendous effort by Burrows, but in the end, the Mustangs have the point and they lead it 20-15.
Yeah, that was amazing pursuit.
Serving Burks again. To Mirtis. Hitting it off the block. And then it bounces off of her leg. And it is a point for the Mustangs, 21-15.
Yeah, she made the right move, swinging off the outside of the block, but unfortunately she couldn't play small and get out of the way.
There's only so much you can do, especially when you're up in the air. As Demirtis will play a free ball over, chance for another Mustangs point. Burrows with another great dig. Mustangs scrambling and a missed pass by Glover, and it's a Tulane side out, but they need to go on a service run here, down 5. Demirtis will serve. The 6'5" sophomore from Turkey, coming off a 5-kill, 3-block performance against Rice. Chance here for a Green Wave point, but double contact going to be called on Tulane, and we could see that one from up here.
Yeah, just not quite able to get her feet underneath the ball, still moving backwards, and the double contact called there.
22-15. Chance for another Mustangs point. Purdue can't put it away. Crosley. And that's going to be a lift on SMU. And a point for the Green Wave, 22-17.
They're slowly trying to chip away at the score. Bring it a little closer into range.
Laura Fiabani
in the serve, coming off a 19 assist, 12 dig performance against Rice. And Purdue hits it off the block, gets the kill, and it's 23-17.
Right now, Tulane is playing a rotation defense, which leaves a lot of the middle of the court exposed, and SMU has been able to find those open spots of the court.
And Jordana Price will call for time with her team on the brink here, down 23-17 against this SMU team who holds a 2-match lead over Rice and Wichita State and own the tiebreakers against both teams. So it really feels like it's a matter of time till the Mustangs win their first title since 2016. Their only losses this year, this is how stacked their schedule has been. Their only losses were against number 1 Nebraska, a Utah State team that is receiving votes, number 24 Auburn, number 16 Purdue, number 22 Houston, and their only conference loss was against Wichita State. They have been in command all year, and they've played tough opponents as well, which will get them ready for the NCAA tournament.